2K Sports Friday Hoops Fest. Coming up next, it's the Detroit Pistons going up against the Utah Jazz. And that'll do it from the studio. Let's get you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports broadcast crew at the arena. I'll see you back here at halftime.
From 2K Libraries, as we call it. Sweet.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. Along with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Pistons, Jennings out there with Rodney Stuckey. And it's Andre Drummond at 6'11", 275 pounds, the big athletic presence out of the University of Connecticut inside at center. Then it's Smith, and it's Monroe in at the 4. And looking at the Jazz, pairing up in the backcourt, Trey Burke and Alec Burks. And in the middle, standing 6'11", 270, the talented scorer and rebounder out of Turkey, the big man Enes Kanter. And it's Hayward, and it's Favors in at the 4 spot.
You know, Detroit, despite how they struggled, did a few good things last year, even though they fell way short of the playoffs. But playing against the Western Conference, playing well against the Western Conference, wasn't one of the things they did well.
Well, as you mentioned, with the Pistons and the West, just a 4-26 record for them, Clark, and with the second worst in the entire league. Steve, only one win better than the Bobcats, who had a league-low 3 in that category. What went wrong there?
Well, it's the youth for sure. They made a lot of mental mistakes. They didn't have that one player who could consistently create his own shot and open up space. That's one of the reasons they went out and got Josh Smith, to try to be that player and that leader.
Now Burke, following the miss by Brandon Jennings from deep. Kanter, defended by Drummond. Here's Burke. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Burke's got the first points up on the board for the Jazz. Jennings drives in. Inside. Here's Drummond. Count it from 12. Here's Burke.
You know, if you're not a big, strong guard in the NBA, it can be tough going in the paint. But for Brandon Jennings, you know, he's got that floater in the lane. And that's what's allowed him, despite his slight frame, to be able to score in the paint.
And that one's good by Favors.
You know, I think anytime the shot comes from that range, the offense has done its job and done it well.
Now let's go over to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Tyrone Corbett.
A lot of his focus in preparing his team for this game centered around how they plan to deal with point guard Brandon Jennings. He said Jennings is a blur out there. He's so fast, and he plays with a relentless energy. It's a challenge for any team to really keep up with him. Kevin, we'll see if they can do it.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Burks' shot is good. And, you know, going back to Jennings, so fast, incredibly explosive. He can really, Clark, get into the lane.
Yeah, but, you know, he struggled finishing at the rim. Some of that because of his size. Not really a physically imposing guy. Developing that floater and learning to avoid NBA shot blockers is something that he has to continue to develop.
Here's Burke. After the made shot from Greg Monroe. Burks kicks to Burke. Passes it to Favors. Jazz passing it around. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Hayward. And again, it's Utah.
4 straight makes out of the gate. That's a sweet start.
The Pistons have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Jennings passes to Stuckey. Smith lets it go from 14. Oh, and the jam by Drummond.
You know, Kevin, he never gives up on a play. That's what I love about him. He just is one of those guys who will bring effort and energy the entire 48 minutes.
And he is also a tireless worker under the glass, Steve. More than a few guys have been on the receiving end of one of his elbows when the rebound is up for grabs. He uses his body very well. Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first 4.
So they take the lead.
Now, they could have taken it to the hoop, but they'll take the three-pointer for sure.
Jazz trail by 3. Here's Burke. the stripe. That one wide left.
You have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
Rodney Stuckey on the wing, defended by Hayward. And that one's good. Monroe's got his second bucket.
He shouldn't be afraid to take that shot more often. He's solid from there.
Well, really a promising young roster for the Utah Jazz team, guys. A lot of blue-chip talent there. I think in a couple of years, this team has a chance to be one of the best in the West.
Jennings with the ball. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. From deep. Offensive rebound. Drummond off with the layup. Jazz have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Burke kicks to Burks. He feeds it to Cantor. Pass to Burke. There's the dish to Burks. There's the pass to Hayward. But 3. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And you got to give this Utah front office a lot of credit. You're right, Clark. They've only missed the playoffs 5 times in the last 30 seasons. Steve, that is a remarkable run.
What I like about Utah, too, Kevin, is that they seem to stay ahead of the curve. They make moves while they still have leverage. Dealing Carlos Boozer, Kirilenko, Darren Williamson. So they've done a good job of getting value, getting assets, and continuing to look ahead.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. We've got 1:23 left in the first quarter of the game. Now here's Lucas. There's the feed to Rush. Launches it. And that's collected by Smith.
You know, it was interesting. Last season, Josh Smith really had issues at the foul line. Started the year off slow and never could get on track. Strange to see, a talented player like that and a guy who's been a reasonable foul shooter in the past have such a dip like that.
Here is Lucas. After the made shot from Greg Monroe. Feeds to Rush from outside the arc. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Rush's shot is off. And for Josh Smith, his shooting touch has been a weak point.
Yeah, it has been up and down, inconsistent, but he's a terrific finisher inside. The question throughout his career is, why does he shoot so many outside jumpers? He's a tremendous player in every other facet of the game. You could argue that if not for his suspect shot selection, he'd already have made at least 1 or more All-Star games.
That's good.
Broke out the finger roll, guys. That was kind of a stylish finish.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Pistons lead by 5. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports.